Good morning. I hope everybody is following directions for this substitute and they are on their best behavior. So today in math, you should have already done this, but you should have out on your desk right now a packet that looks like this. It says day 6 at the top and it has open house celebration stations. If you turn your page, check yours. Do you have open house celebration stations? Recording sheet page 2. You should have multi-digit multiplication, practice page 1, practice page 2, and this is your homework, just like it says on your agenda and the homework board. You may go ahead and write homework, page 1, and let's go ahead and do the second page because it kind of continues, so the second page as well. So these last 2 pages in your packet, more multiplication practice, are homework. If you do not get to all of these pages, they don't turn into homework, the last 2. Make sure you raise your hand and ask if you're confused on which is your homework part. So, you do not have this page, so your eyes need to be on the front, at the front of the room, and you are just listening. You do not need to write anything down. I'm going to read this problem nice and loud for those of you that can't see it. It's the beginning of the year at Henson Elementary School, and students, teachers, and parents are planning an open house celebration, just like we're going to have an open house in about 3 weeks. At Henson Elementary, there are 6. I'm following cubes. That tells me to circle the numbers. There's 6 classes in each grade level, kindergarten through 5th grade. Okay, well, that's not really a number, but that might mean a number to me later. And every class has 27 students. How many students are there? So I have circled the important numbers. But kindergarten through 5th grade, how many classes is that? Kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. I'm sorry, how many grades? So that is really 6 grades. 6 grades. That's the important number I need to circle. So now I have circled my important numbers. I've underlined my question. I'm trying to box the action word. Each grade level, every class, how many? I'm going multiplying. Also, my big clue is we've been multiplying for the last week or so. So there are 6 classes per grade level. How many grade levels are there? 6. So I can easily tell that 6 times 6 is 36. So there's 36 total classes, but every class has 27 students. So what do I need to do with these 2 numbers? I need to multiply them. So today we're not just working on plain multiplication because we've been doing that, and yes, we're going to continue practicing that, but I also know I want to see if my answer is reasonable. So I'm going to go ahead and estimate this. So I'm going to set up my problem twice. I'm going to take away those words. Now, what is this going to estimate to? Estimate means is different than rounding. Estimating means I'm going to use my rounding skills, but I'm going to go with numbers that work well for me. 36, I think, is closer to 40 than it is to 30. It's 4 away from 40. I'm rounding it up to 40. 27, I'm going to round that up too. I know in planning something, logically I would rather plan for more people. Because what if I planned for this class to only be 20 people and I only had enough for 20 of you? Now, if it was homework, you probably wouldn't care, but if it was candy, you definitely want me to provide. Now, let me estimate my number. So, 4 times 3, I know that's 12. How many zeros? 1, 2. 1, 2. Use those patterns of 0. So, I'm going to write that it's about 1,200. What? Let me go up to my question. How many students? About 1,200 students. So I have now estimated my answer. My answer should be close to 1,200. I'm now going to look at finding my actual answer. This is, see again, what we've already been doing. I'm going to do 6 times 7, and I get 42. So I'm going to color my 7 in here. I'm working with my 7. All my 7 answers are going to go right here. So 6 times 7 is 42. I write the 2. I carry the 4. 7 times 3. I've run out of space. So that's equal to 21. But I have to add on my 4. So I get 25. I don't have any more work to do, so I need to add 25. 3 things to remember. Cross off, add your 0. So now I'm going to do my second number. This time I'm working on my 3. I'm going to write all my 3 answers right here. So 2 times 6 is, let me write that down. 2 times 6 is 12. I'm going to write my 2, bring up my 1. Now I'm going to do 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6, but I have to carry the 1 I just added, 7. So now I'm going to add 2 plus 0 is 2, 5 plus 2 is 7, 2 plus 7 is 9. So I said my answer was 1,200 students, but my actual answer turned out to be 972. Those are kind of far apart from each other. Did I make a mistake? There's 2. I'm sure some of you are checking my work, and I'm sure you've raised your hand if I've already made a mistake. It's 2, carry the 1. No, I have not made a mistake. I've done it correctly. Raise your hand if you can now answer why is this so much larger than this answer. Go ahead, pause the video, raise your hand, and get some thoughts. If any of you said that this answer is larger than this one because I rounded up, you are exactly right. This one should be larger because I got larger every time. That's why this should be larger than that. But they're only about 200 and a little bit more away from each other, and that's okay. So let's all practice. If you could please flip your packet completely over. Your one looks like this. Flip it all the way over. So let's say we still have this school at Henson Elementary, I think it was, and we still have these 36 classes. Please write this down as I am. So if I still have these 36 classes, but let's say I had to give each class, I had to provide each class with, I had enough extra notebooks to give each class, or each class needed 24 notebooks. How many notebooks would I have to buy in order to give them all? Enough. So this is what I would have to do. I'd have to multiply. Let's do this together. 36 times 24. Go ahead and tell me what those are going to estimate to. What's 36 closest to, and what is 20 closest to? So if you wrote down that 36 is closer to 40, you were right. The 6 tells me the 3 needs to go up. What is 24 closer to? The 4 tells me the 2 needs to stay the same. So when I multiply these together, 4 times 2 is 8, and I have 2 zeros. So now I'm going to do my work of actually multiplying. Kind of section off this answer so my problems don't run into each other. Yep, I'm going to do my 6 times 4. I get 24. 4 gets written, 2 goes up. 2 I carry. Now I'm going to do, I just did 4 times 6, now I'm going to do 4 times 3. Get 12, but I have to remember, add on that 2 that I carried. So I get a total of 14. Put your 4, carry your 1, but I don't have anywhere else to carry it, so I can write it there. Cross off, 0. Now I'm ready to work with my 2. 2 times 6 gives me 12. Write the 2, bring the 1 up. Write the 2, bring the 1 up. Now I'm going to do 2 times 3, 6, but I have 1 more to add. I get 7. Add 4, 6, 8. Remember, I was looking at how many notebooks I was giving. So let's look. Are our numbers the same this time? Pause the video, turn and talk to the people at your table. Why are my numbers so close this time? You're right if you said that this time I went up, but this time I went down. So I went up 4, this time I estimated down 4. So it works out that you're kind of a little bit more accurate because you went up and down. So in a few moments, the substitute's going to help you get into partners. Your partners are going to be sitting near you. For the first station, you're going to stay exactly in your seat. This is the page that we're going to be recording on. She's going to give you a card that has 1, 2, 3, and the numbers go on all the way up to 12. Now, some of these questions are repeated, but you're only going to move to 6 stations, so you should not get a repeat. If you're at stations 7 through 12 and you need to change the number over here, just cross off the number to whatever the number says. So you are working on this problem. You are solving the problem estimated, just like we did in our notes. You may bring them with you. Then you're going over and you're solving the actual answer. Your work should be shown in this box. We are practicing standard algorithm. So you may go ahead and write that at the top of your paper so you will remember I should not see any box methods. You are working in partners. Each of you are doing your own work. So you have each other to help. So if your partner needs your help, you help them out. So we need to be in groups of 2 or 3. I don't want anybody to be in a group of 1 because they don't have a partner to check their answers with. You're going to work for about 5 or 7 minutes. When the substitute sees that you have enough time, she will ask you to move. So you are going to leave your cards at your desk. Number 1, first, the group who had number 1 is going to get up and move to where card 2 is. 2 is going to move to where card 3 is. 3 is going to move to card 4. I should see these cards looking exactly like this when I come back tomorrow. We're not bending the cards, we're not writing on the cards, we're not folding the cards. They look just like they were when they were given to you. So we're not writing any names on the cards either. Your cards, you're solving your answers right here. You're making sure that you put the number in the correct space. So after this video is over, someone's going to raise their hand and repeat those directions. Tell the steps that you're going to be doing to solve these problems. Remember, you should be at a volume 1 or 2. You are whispering to your neighbor, your partner. There's probably going to be some good thinking time, that there's not going to be a lot of talking. We are helping our partner out. If you get 2 different answers, see where you made a mistake. See how your answers are similar. See how your answers are different. If you cannot come to an agreement, raise your hand and somebody will help you. Please have great behavior the rest of the day and impress this substitute with what awesome and amazing classes you are. I'll see you tomorrow.